Hey guys, it's Mike here, and welcome to another edition of Wasted Potential, in which we're going to be talking about basically characters, ideas, stories, so on and so forth, and saying, were they wasted? Did they have a lot more going for them that just wasn't utilized to its full potential, and thus were wasted potential? And for this topic, basically in this video, we're going to be talking about, was Gotenks wasted in Dragon Ball Z? Because the fact of the matter is, what do you accomplish? So basically, to delve further into that, I'm going to bring along my guest to help me out with this topic, and his name is...
Hey, Mike. How are you? It's Big D from Geekdom.
I didn't even realize. Here I thought that you were Blackenballs, but no.
I don't know who that is.
Neither do I. But anyway, what do you think?
Well, let me ask you a question before we go into this topic. Are you not, or did you not at one point say that you're not a big fan of Gotenks personally?
Oh boy, don't get me started on how much I love Goten, Trunks, and Gotenks.
Sarcasm duly noted. So really, at the end of the day, maybe them being wasted potential, if they are, would be a good thing. No, what did Gotenks accomplish? See, the thing about Gotenks and the Buu arc is that, and I'll give you a little bit of insight. You know, if you do your homework on Toriyama during that era, Toriyama, when he was writing the manga in 95, late 94, early 95, he was doing a lot of projects, and including Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest, other video games too that he was doing, as well as, you know, Dragon Ball, the manga. And so during that time, it's been talked about amongst like the elite Dragon Ball philosophers. I don't know how to really use that term. Like the people who the little core group of Dragon Ball fans, you know, the intelligent ones, never mind. No, it's been talked about that Toriyama was very likely burnt out. Now, he's never actually come out and said he's burnt out, but you could tell in the way the Buu saga structured how...
Well, he stopped right afterwards, so he must have been.
Well, you could tell that he was getting burnt out on Dragon Ball, and that's kind of what I'm saying, that the theory that Toriyama was burnt out is there. Because when you look at the way the Buu saga is structured, every other arc in Dragon Ball essentially has a beginning, middle, and end. And the Buu saga does too, but the Buu saga has 4 or 5 different middles and ends. It's like watching Return of the King.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, you know, when you watch the Frieza arc, you know the build-up is going to be to the eventual reveal of Goku's, you know, birthright, and, you know, the story arc of Goku fighting Frieza, who destroyed his race, and, you know, the kind of the past coming back to haunt Frieza. And then in the Cell arc, you have, you know, the torch being passed. With the Buu arc, you can tell that Toriyama really kind of wanted to pass the torch again, but he really didn't know how, because you had Gotenks and then you had Ultimate Gohan lurking in the background. So was Gotenks wasted? I would say Gotenks is the equivalent of what Vegeta and Trunks were in the Cell Saga, in that Gotenks was there as a placeholder. He was there to be an entertaining character. I don't believe that Toriyama, based on my interpretation of not only his comments in Shonen Jump, but in the way he was writing the manga at the time, I don't believe Toriyama ever actually intended for Gotenks to be the hero at the end of the day. I do think the concept of fusion was created by Toriyama to give Goten and Trunks a chance to compete with Buu. Not so much a chance to destroy Buu, a realistic chance to compete with Buu, because Majin Buu would have easily destroyed Goten and Trunks individually. So the story, I feel, just if you analyze the Buu saga, you know, you just really look into it, Gohan, I feel, had a much, much better chance of being the big hero at the end. Now, obviously, he was not. It was Goku. But still, I think that Gotenks was there to provide entertainment and comedy, you know, because Gotenks is wacky, to fight Super Buu. But I do think that at the end of the day, Toriyama did not intend for Gotenks to successfully be the killer of Majin Buu and save the day. So really the question then becomes, you know, was fusion wasted potential? I guess that would be a different video, but those are my thoughts on it. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, though, that, I understand what you're saying, and, I know that in a lot of ways that's probably the case, although, I feel like Toriyama just didn't know what he was doing, so, he could have intended at one point for Gotenks to actually be the one to beat him.
It's possible, yes.
But, the thing is, throwing to the side Toriyama's, what he wanted to do. Just basically Like, they spend this whole arc building up Goten Trunks. From the beginning of the arc, it's like, oh, they're Super Saiyans. Like, they can compete with the rest of us. Look how strong they are. Look how, Trunks is able to hit Vegeta in the face. Like, they spend this whole arc doing that. Goku purposely doesn't kill Boo, quote-unquote, because he's trying to save it for the kids. They think Gohan's dead. So you just have this entire
arc. We knew Gohan was not dead, remember?
Well, I know, but you still have this entire arc building up Gotenks, just like they're building up Gohan, and they just waste it. Like, what do they do with them? In the end, they're just absorbed by Boo, which seems like something Toriyama just pulled out of his ass when Gohan was beating him. He's just like, oh, wait, I don't want Gohan to actually beat him, so let's have him absorb, Gotenks. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't think that he started the arc thinking that idea. I feel like he just whipped it out of his ass, like he did all these different ideas with Boo in the first place. So
I think you're right, but I'm just saying that I think that when the time came for Gotenks to fight Boo, I don't think he was supposed to win that thing. I really don't.
Yeah, but I mean, it does seem kind of obvious. Like, I mean, obviously Gotenks' character is kind of the thing that cost him the fight, but I mean, it's when you read the manga, it seems pretty clear that Gotenks is stronger than Super Boo was. Like, he's just annihilating him at the end of the fight. Like, he was right about to kill him too.
And it takes away from the drama.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like you have the son of Goku and the son of Vegeta, these guys, and they come together with this ultimate thing that fuses them together and makes this ultimate transformation. And then it just doesn't do anything. It's just like more filler when you think about it until Gohan shows up, and then he doesn't do anything either.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I said. It's a placeholder fight. Now, if you go and you move further beyond just the Boo arc as far as Gotenks in the future...
Pardon me while I go Super Saiyan 3. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that, like, if you go beyond the Boo arc, okay, for example, Dragon Ball Z Movie 12, which was the Fusion Reborn movie, Gotenks kills off all the Nazis. That was a cool little spot for them. And then in Dragon Ball Z Movie 13, which was known as Wrath of the Dragon in the American version, Hirudegarn gets one shot. Everybody wants to talk about Broly being this big, and he's so impressive that he was able to knock out 4 Super Saiyans and a Super Namekian, and then Hirudegarn knocks a fused SS3 Gotenks out with one shot. That's a lot more impressive than Broly. But anyways...
Yeah, but we all know Broly's stronger than Gotenks and Hirudegarn and everyone else in the universe ever, because he could become a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Legendary God 14.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying?
But anyways, so Gotenks is wasted there, so there's another example of wasted potential. He could have...
And Super.
Yeah, I was going to get there. Yeah, in Battle of Gods, Beerus spanks him. In Super, he spanks him in the arm. And then again, the last time we saw Gotenks was when he charged in to fight... Oh, God, that episode. The Ginyu thing, the Tagoma thing. Yeah, and that was just... Gotenks has almost become... I hate to say it, but he's not quite Yamcha level. I know a lot of people are going to get upset when I say this because they love their fusions and they love their Goten and Trunks, but analyze the character of Gotenks. He's never done shit. So
he's
really...
like the Santino of DBZ, instead of like WWE, he's the Santino here. He's a comedy guy, and he loses in the end, but he might win every once in a while.
But he hasn't won. I mean, what fight has Gotenks actually won? He came close to beating Boo, but he didn't win. He defused, lost to Hirudegarn. He beat Adolf Hitler. That's it. That is Gotenks' accomplishment, that he beat Hitler in Dragon Ball Z Movie 12. So you know what? If you were to ask me, yes, Gotenks is wasted potential. Plus, I really love the Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. I love that move, and I love the volleyball move as well. And I feel like those moves, they were cool moves, yo. There's a lot of cool shit that Gotenks did come up with, but yeah.
And then it's ironic though that you mentioned that he's like Yamcha, because like he used the Wolf Fang Fist. The second that he used the Wolf Fang Fist, we should have been like, yeah, Gotenks is just could be a jobber at this point. He's a jobber to the stars. He's like Mark Henry in a lot of ways. He's just like, oh, I'm this big badass, and then he gets his ass knocked out. I know that a lot of people at home might be like, who the hell are they talking about? It's professional wrestling stuff. They're very similar. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, they are. But the point is that if you were to ask me, my final verdict is, yeah, Gotenks was wasted potential, but at the same time, he was always a comedy character, so you really can't, just like in wrestling, they're not going to push the comedy guy. R-Truth will never be world champion. Gotenks will never kill a villain. That's the reality, and that's the way it is. And really, in good storytelling, the clown should never be the top guy. So there you go.
I don't know. Evil Doink should have been the top guy in my opinion.
I agree with you, but that's a different kind of clown.
But yeah, overall, I think that both of us pretty much agree that even though Gotenks might not have been meant to be the top guy, he was still pretty much wasted because, like, everything in the Buu Saga is wasted. But, you know, we'll get to those videos in the future. But you've heard us. Let's hear you down below in the comment section. Tell us your own thoughts. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? Also, what are your favorite or least favorite Gotenks moments? Because I'm not a big fan of him myself, but maybe you like him. I don't know. I mean, lots of people are different. Lots of people like Broly and I don't. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, what do I say?
Stick around. And something. What do you say after that?
Stick around, because we're going to catch you down the road in the future, I guess. I don't know. Close enough.
And you better subscribe!